Do you think XRP will make you rich? Apparently, a lot of people are going to get crazy rich from this lawsuit-ridden cryptocurrency. Remember the talks about those SWIFT transactions and how the Ripple network, utilizing XRP, is designed to replace the SWIFT method of cross-border transactions? Did you know that there's enough XRP to run all of these SWIFT transactions for the next 8 millennia? Pretty much a long investment idea to keep earning returns going forward, or don't you think? Surely this digital asset, scarred by the SEC yet favored by its chairperson-elect, as well as the World Economic Forum endorsing XRP as the #1 option for a bridge currency between traditional fiat and cryptos, will most definitely make someone rich. But would that be you? Well, stick around to find out. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and let's go ahead and break it down. We're going to talk about why XRP is going to the moon. Why I believe it'll be $1,000, $5,000, and even $10,000 plus. If you scroll down to the bottom of this video in the description box, there are some useful links, such as those for you to sign up on Binance and get a lifetime discount on trading fees that ranges to 5%. Don't forget to check that out. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications as well to get notifications for new content, and don't forget to smash that like button down below as well. Getting right into today's action, coming out strong and coming in at $1.03 for XRP, off of the $1.07 mark we were at. XRP is currently trading at this price, along with a 30-day volatility of 1.7 and an 8.23% increase over the past day. XRP is still up 73.57% on the 7-day chart, and that's something worth noting. Going over to fiatleak.com, looking here at the range, we're ranging between $1.06 and 94 cents. Back up sitting at $1 to $1.03. We're going to be keeping a very good eye on this range as we're looking to have some very good technical analysis going down here in a moment. It does look like we may be set up to see the next push complemented with some fundamentals, like having the case settled or having exchanges relist XRP. We could see our next stop in price after it takes a breath, rebuilds its strength, and goes to like $2 or $3. And then see us move up to $10 and to $15. Things are getting even more exciting at this moment, with the global news, as well as why I feel that we're going to see XRP eventually move into that 4 or 5-digit range, because of its actual intended use. And the intended use is for XRP to settle back-end and not to be consumer-facing. We've gone over time and time again, it doesn't mean that we can't use it, it doesn't mean that we wouldn't be able to hold it. What I'm talking about is the actual intended full-scale use of XRP is not a consumer-facing product. Brad Garlinghouse has said it many times. I've heard many other people from Ripple that have said it many times as well. They're not hiding it from us, and that's okay. What we do know is that they're intending to use this as a wholesale settlement token exchange or convertible virtual currency backend. In the foreign exchange market, the settlement of central banks and their daily transactions into the multi-trillions a day, to settle things like the derivatives market, securities, and bonds all around the world. And it starts right here. The headline reads, Russia's top diplomat starts China visit with call to reduce US dollar use. This was back in March, by the way. It's no stranger that Russia and China are not fans of the US dollar and the implication it has on the rest of the countries, including their own, with the dollar dominance around the world being that it is currently the global reserve currency. Alright, here's another one from the Wall Street Journal from a few days back. Central banks retreat from US dollar's share of global reserves has decreased to lowest level since 1995. It goes on here to say that several structural trends skew the medium-term dollar outlook in a negative direction, including the widening US trade deficit, China's financial opening, and the European Union's efforts to create a common bond market for the region, said Zach Pandel, head of foreign exchange research at Goldman Sachs, which forecasts a slightly weaker dollar over the next 12 months, for the dollar dominance to look even weaker as we move through the year. Now, if you look over at a YouTube video from last summer in August by Barry Eichengreen, an American economist who holds both titles of George C. Pardee and Helen N. Pardee Professor of Economics and Political Science at the University of California, who was also on the Blockstars podcast with David Schwartz slightly a week or two before conducting this IMF webinar. Now, this webinar was based on the discussion of getting an external adjustment to the exchange rate peg of dominant dollars such as the US dollar. In other words, debasing the dollar from the outside, saying this dollar and the value of it is not correct based on all the printing. We do know that there's been even more printing since this actual webinar, so what do we deduce from this? We understand that the IMF has had very open conversations. In Barry Eichengreen's words, so is this project an argument for fiscal policy? That's depressing, because fiscal policy is heavily politicized. Fiscal policy works with even longer lags, typically, than monetary policy. What do we need to do in terms of reforming our fiscal institutions if we're going to have to rely on them more heavily? Second part of the question would be, what do we have to do to get out of this position of dollar dominance, because it has the undesirable effect of weakening monetary policy? And it will run up sooner or later against the 21st century drifting dilemma problem. There you go. Mr. Eichengreen is saying it right there to the IMF panel and everybody else that's sitting there. Now, during the summer, same month in August, the IMF releases a paper from the United States Financial Sector Assessment Program titled Technical Note on Supervision of Financial Market Infrastructures, Resilience of Central Counterparties, and Innovative Technologies. Now, if you scroll down to section 100, which talks about the Financial Stability and Oversight Council, they say, for interactions between state and federal level, the FSOC serves as a formal cooperation arrangement in place, in addition to state regulators' involvement with the FFIEC, which is the Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council. Now, what to take away here is that it tells you between the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, they're showing you that the potential regulator, not the market regulator, which sit above the SEC and Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and the rest of these organizations. The reality here is that FSOC has the power through the DOT Acts, better known as the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, to really come in and endorse a digital asset like the Ripple network as systemically important to the course. Think I'm bluffing? Well, let's scroll down to section 104 below and take a quick look at what's on there. Section 104 tells us right here, and keep in mind that this was last summer, it says here that also, network or network-based application service providers such as RippleNet are not subject to specific regulatory requirements and do not need a specific license. So often they don't say the name, but here they do. What we're talking about here is a new cross-border payment platform like RippleNet, which can make these payments and things updated brand new. With a market share of over 2.3% off the overall cryptocurrency market cap and having its price pegged at just a little above a dollar mark, shows how much potential XRP still has to grow towards greater heights. And yes, XRP can and would definitely explode to exponential gains and to maybe even 1,000, 5,000 per XRP, which is why we can confidently ascertain that investing in XRP, nonetheless a very volatile coin, is most definitely a good idea when we look at it from the perspective of a continuous and long-term interest gain. Now, I'm not a financial advisor and the purpose of this video is strictly for educational purposes only. Do your own research and never make investments based on information from me or anyone on this channel. Always consult a financial advisor before making any investment decision. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Hollywood Carson.